Okay, everybody, we are on to number two. And I don't do this in any particular order or anything like that. It's just whatever book I find or that a friend picks out of my bookshelf, I guess, either to read with me or to not. But anyways, this one is East of Eden by John Steinbeck. 5 out of 5. There is no margin of error here. It is 5 out of 5. It is top 3 for me. If I wasn't such a fanatic for Neil Gaiman or Russian literature, it might just be number 1. But it is perfection of trying to understand the world, the family, and the self. It is on the novel. It says, what is it? It's like, it is a novel of good and evil, lust and love, birth and death, and life. And I think that is true in its entirety. It's whether you are any kind of person, you're going to latch on to one of the characters that Steinbeck has created in this novel. It literally spans decades worth of grief, of sorrow, and yet of like blissful happiness at times. It's incredible what he's done. I'm glad that he's called this his magnum opus, his everything that he's been working towards, or he was. Rest in peace. If you are studying American literature, or if you want to get into American literature, obviously people are going to tell you like some of the big names: Hemingway, Twain, Steinbeck, Didion, and you absolutely need to read East of Eden, because holy crap. I was supposed to check out the Wikipedia page before I started this, but I forgot because I was just so excited to jump right into it. I don't know whether this will be a really short one or a really long one, because there's so much to talk about, but I really want people to just experience it for themselves. And I'm still trying to figure out whether this podcast is for me, myself mostly, and just remembering everything, or if it can be for other people, if I can give them some type of insight into this kind of stuff. I don't know. I think what Steinbeck does with woman is, it's typical for the time, obviously. I wish he would have given them better roles, I guess, better attributes than just like the very strict, very religious woman. But of course, some of the characters are based on his own family, so I know he can't really deviate too much from that. But the main villain, if I'm gonna say that, which I probably shouldn't, but the one that we see who does like the most harm, is a woman, and he does it well. Because obviously that's not like the main focal point of the novel or anything. It really is just like spur moments to spur action within the novel, I'd say. And the way he goes about with it is pretty good. It's not bad. Could have been better? I think so, yes. But other than that, pretty much no complaints. If he wrote 100 pages just describing the Salinas Valley, or just California or Connecticut in general, I'd probably read it. Damn near every page of it. What else? What else is there? There is the character Lee, who is Chad. He's like probably the greatest character, as well as Samuel Hamilton, Steinbeck's own grandfather, I believe, if I understood what my friend was telling me correctly. I wish I would have checked out the Wikipedia page, but alas, that's fine. Samuel Hamilton and Lee are like I they're meant to be role models. They're meant to be great mentors, guides, and they say they aren't. But it's very clear that they are meant to do that. And one of the greatest pieces that they give is, small spoiler. I don't know if small spoilers, so just skip ahead. I don't know, like, I don't know. I'll figure it out. Timshel, thou mayest. Holy shit. Every person can do what they want. There is no stone path that we must abide by. Every man, every woman, every child can, for themselves, choose what they want to do. And the way Steinbeck goes about writing that and showing all of the pitfalls of his characters and all of the greatness unachieved in them is something just truly fascinating. It's truly fascinating. Yeah, I don't. This novel is much too long to do a synopsis on. Maybe one of the shorter novels that I cover next will do synopsis, because this is a book that you can really just Google it if you need to remember what you read. But I think the core values should stick with me and should stick with you if you read it for quite a while, if not forever. Thou mayest, or thou mayest not. That's it, really. Man, it's just incredible. I wish I could go back and just see the land in the Salinas Valley. I don't know if it's uncultivated. I don't even know if that's a real place or not. I hope it's not destroyed by corporations or anything. I hope it's not paved over. I hope it is one single piece of nature, just there existing. I hope it is. Because, man, the way nature is described by Steinbeck is absolutely phenomenal. It really is. Well, we've made it to about 8 minutes. I don't think that's too bad, even though I feel like I've barely said anything really about the novel. So here's a short synopsis for both me and others. East of Eden goes over two families over the course of, I think, 7 decades, and goes through their lives. Nothing goes through, like I said, their sorrows, their griefs, their bits of happiness, or their entire lives of happiness, depending on who it is. And it just starts at the top, and then there are like small bits where the narrator jumps in and out to different characters, and then more characters are introduced, and then some are lost along the way. And it is just, it's incredible. And it really shows you like how, what's the word? I don't know, how volatile I guess our lives are. Yeah, that's just one small change is enough to enact. Why are my glasses crooked? Okay. One small change is enough to completely change a life, to completely steer it off or on course. And we see both, we see those small changes either steer a course correctly or not correctly. Like, he gives us many ways to just look at life and how it can be changed, and what the evils are in that, and what the good is in that as well. It was fantastic. Well, school starts next week for me, so hopefully I will try to keep up. But If I don't, I'm sorry. But I feel like some people will keep me on. So, yeah, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully number 3 is out within the next 7 days-ish. I don't know what I'm going to read. Maybe something new this time, something new-ish. Because I know both Neuromancer, 1984, and East of Eden, 1956, if I remember. 1952. We'll get a newer one. I've picked up some books from Barnes & Noble. Maybe I'll read one of those. Who knows? All right, well, thank you for listening, anybody who is. I'm sorry for the first one being a little groggy, sloggy, if that's a word. It was a little nervous being back on camera after so long. But I think I've got it, especially since this book was everything. Everything I wanted it to be.